happy bye week, my Dolphin fans. This is B Trill with Phins Football Podcast. I just want to say thank you for tuning in on this Friday. Please like, and if you are new, please subscribe. I will be bringing you all the newest updates, predictions, stats, breakdowns, recaps. Anything that kind of comes up with Miami Dolphin news, I'm going to be bringing that to you first. But with the bye week, we got a little bit more to talk about. Before I jump into anything, all my Florida listeners, I hope you are safe. I am trying to be updated and recapped on what is going on with the storm. I understand that right now it has passed, so you're now in the cleanup stage. I understand there's more than millions of you without power right now, so if you are using your battery life to watch me, thank you. But of course, I do want everyone to be safe. I'm praying for everyone to, get through everything. I can't imagine living in a place where hurricanes and everything that you built up is now destroyed. So I'm hoping that you are either just without power, we'll be getting power soon, or if there is damage, hopefully it is salvageable for your home. But I'm praying for everyone that's affected out there. And of course, I do see that there has been over a dozen deaths. So everyone that is affected, I pray for you, and I hope that everyone is safe. But on a more positive note, a better note, Miami is one game out of first place. Let's talk about that a little bit. So right now, Miami is dealing with lots and lots and lots of injuries, but we are one game out of first place. So we are 2-3, with the Buffalo Bills being 3-2 at the very top. So there have been hit or miss. They've been having some bad games back and forth. They got beat up really, really bad against the Ravens. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about being one game out of first. So right now, Miami, again, we're dealing with quarterback injuries. We're dealing with defensive key injuries. We're dealing with a running back room full of injuries. We're finally getting healthy a little bit in the wide receiver room, considering we got OBJ back. He didn't get to contribute last week, but who knows? Being one game out of first place, I'm not mad at it one bit. Of course, we could be a lot worse. We could be 1-4 like the Patriots. We could be doing terrible. We have injuries. We have things that we're working out. We have a quarterback we picked up a couple weeks ago that we're still implementing. With that, Snoop Huntley, he is getting better each week. I mean, it takes a lot to learn this offense and to figure it out. But right now, we're going against the Colts next week. Of course, we're taking a week off, which we need. We need to get healthy. Our injury report is very long, and we have been having a lot of players sit out, miss games, be inactive. Who knows who's going to be out against the Colts? We got a lot to talk about with that. But with everything, I kind of like where we're at. I kind of like only being one game out. We do have an easier schedule early on in the season. It does get a lot harder towards the end of the season. But with that, we kind of need that to kind of get through the kinks and learn what we can do with the next man up mentality. With that, we have the Indianapolis Colts coming back. They do have Anthony Richardson coming back from injury as well. So the road will get a little bit tougher going against Indianapolis. But think about this. If Tyler Huntley, Snoop, wins this game for us against the Indianapolis Colts, not this week, but next week, that will put us in a whole different ballgame. We'll be back at 500. We'll be 3-3. But then, does Tua come back? Yeah, you heard it. You heard it. Does Tua come back against Arizona? I think that's the big question right now. I think that's why right now as we speak, Tua's probably having lots of dinners and sit-downs and brunches with lots of different neurologists, lots of different brain experts, because I'm not a brain expert. But there's a lot out there that he's probably consulting with and seeing what the next steps are, seeing what the risks are. I mean, we can only imagine what the worst risk could be, but we don't want to think about that. We want to think that Tua can remain healthy and that Tua can go back out there, suit up, and who knows, maybe win us a Super Bowl. Let's look at the Chiefs' past couple years. Their first half of the season was pretty rough, but they put it together towards the end. They got healthy at the end, and they were able to win some Super Bowls. They 3 in the last 5, back-to-back last 2 years. So with that, our season isn't over. We have a chance for Tua to come back against the Cardinals, Week 8. Again, all we have to do is win against the Colts. Go 500. If Tua comes back and he gets back to his Pro Bowl level, which I don't think he will right away. I think he might be a little rusty. I think he might be a little scared to step up into the pocket. I just hope he doesn't go down again if he does come back. We need a bubble wrap. He does need a guardian. I know that his last injury, a guardian wouldn't have helped. But he needs a guardian cap just for anything. If we can bubble wrap him, if we can get a jersey made out of bubble wrap, if we can get a good old-fashioned neck roll for him and a guardian cap and anything to protect Tua. I mean, it's his arm that we need him to have that quick release, that accuracy. All the Tua haters, I know you sit there and talk terrible about your quarterback, but we can tell right off the get-go we're not winning games without him. He is a valuable part of this offense, of this team, and he needs to win. I think he can come back and he can win it. Who knows about this year? I hope he does. Hopefully he can come back, shake off the rust, get right back to it, and win some games. If we look at the rest of the AFC East, Patriots, man, they're turning to the rookie quarterback. They're kind of out of options at the moment, being 1-4. They're getting closer and closer to being officially eliminated from the postseason. But if you look at the Jets, all this talk about getting Devontae Adams and boasting their roster and they're going to be better than everyone else in the AFC. Now they fired their coach. I didn't see that coming. They have the same record as Miami. I know a lot of people were calling for Mike McDaniel's head and calling for Chris Greer's head, but I don't think so. I think they're just dealing with injuries. You can't predict injuries. Yeah, you can stop picking up injury-plagued players. A lot of the players that we draft and pick up in free agency, they're injury. But you know why? Because they're damaged goods. They're great. They're high ceiling. They're players that have potential to break out if they stay healthy. Look at Teron Armstead. That man cannot stay healthy if his life depended on it. He can't. I don't think he's ever finished a healthy season. I think he averages maybe 10 to 12 games a season. We haven't got a full healthy season yet from him. He's already been banged up. We already had to have Patrick Paul come in. Early on, we had to have Kendall Lamb come in. So it's all damaged goods. If you look at it, I mean, even Waddle, when we drafted him, he was playing the championship game limping around with a broken ankle. We drafted him. He's been having ankle problems. I think his rookie year he had ankle problems. Tyreek Hill's been banged up a little bit. I mean, he doesn't really have too much of an injury plague history. Jalen Phillips does. He pretty much retired. Tua does. I mean, we have a lot of players on our roster that just have been banged up throughout their whole career. But when they're healthy, they show out. So Chris Greer, you can tell he has a habit of getting damaged goods. It's hard because you got to pay a pretty penny in order to get star calibers players that stay healthy. It's hard to come by. Everybody gets injured. It's a contact sport. It's tough to go by. But I know I went on a rant a little bit about the AFC East, but again, that's our division. That's what we're looking forward to of hopefully winning the division. The Bills are up and down. They don't know what they're doing. About the Bills, let's talk about that ankle injury that happened with Josh Allen. I've seen the replay a million times. I saw what happened against the Ravens. This is Tua all over again, except for Tua had a smaller body. Josh Allen is a little bit bigger, takes bigger hits. But Josh Allen definitely had a concussion against the Ravens. When he went down, he smacked his head. Now, the last game, how are you going to say that's an ankle injury? That was definitely a head injury. He was knocked out. They even rolled him over unconscious, and you can almost see his body snap into it. He had a concussion. The way that the NFL already came out and said, oh, they treated it right and they did the right procedure. No, they didn't. We didn't either with Tua. The same way Tua got hurt against the Bills and came back in the game just like Josh Allen did, and then got hurt against Cincinnati. And then he was throwing up gang signs and had to get carted off in a stretcher. I hope that doesn't happen for Josh Allen, but why are we playing around when we're seeing the video replay of these players smacking their head on the turf and they are coming unconscious? They are being knocked out. I don't care what tests you pass on the sideline. Don't let them go back in and risk suffering another concussion. Again, I'm not a Bills fan, but I look for player safety, man. Again, that's more than football. When you talk about our players' health and life and well-being, it's more about football. Of course, I would prefer... I wouldn't even say I would prefer Josh Allen to be on the field because I like teams to be full strength. I like teams to test each other and be ready to play against each other. And I don't want to beat someone and then they say, oh, well, half our team was injured. No, I want them to say, oh, they had a full healthy roster and we had a full healthy roster and we beat you. That is football. But again, no one can say healthy. So, I kind of want to now dive into some of the games this weekend. Of course, I'm going to be busy. I'm not going to be watching too many of the games. I'm going to be enjoying my bye week, stress-free, away from football, but not too far away. How about that game last night? Wow. San Fran, they won. But how about the refs? How about the video replay? I don't know what's going on with the NFL nowadays, but that was obviously a fumble on that punt return for Seattle. You can see it hit his fingers. His fingers ricocheted and bounced off. Then we hear today that they don't have high definition. The replay, the people who are in charge of the replay don't have high definition. I doubt that. I doubt they don't have the best quality or the best angles. That doesn't make sense to me. But I haven't looked too much into the games just yet. I already think game of the week right now is the Ravens against Washington. But I'll get into that. I'll kind of go in order a little bit. So let's see here. what games do we have this weekend? So, one game that is kind of surprising me is the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Bears. The Bears are only getting 1 point because they're home. The Jaguars are only 1-4. They have been getting smacked this year. Miami, we came back and beat them. They're one of our lonely wins. But yeah, I think Bears should have more points. Maybe the Jags do win, but the Bears they've been doing all right. Caleb Williams has been slinging the ball a little bit, has been having fun back there, and running around and evading tackles and whipping the ball, and I like what I see. I'm gonna go with the Bears with the -1. Next we have. Oh, that's in London. That's the London game. That's right. That's 9:30 a.m. Next, we got Eagles against Browns in Philadelphia. Eagles are getting 9.5 points. That's a lot of points. Eagles kind of been up and down this year as well. Browns have been atrocious. But you know what? I think on this one, I would take the Browns with the spread. I think Eagles win outright, but... I would go with the Browns on the spread, Eagles straight up. Saints and Bucks. Of course, we got Derek Carr injured, so I'm going to have to go Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. That's also at 1. Cardinals at Green Bay. They're giving Green Bay 5.5. I say Arizona upsets them. Next, we got Colts. They're giving Tennessee 3 points. Tennessee's 1-3. I go Colts. I go Colts +3. Game of the week, in my opinion, Ravens are getting 7 points. Or, I'm sorry, -7 against Washington. I say Washington +7. I would take that in a heartbeat. Washington is just playing really good football. Yeah, it's in Baltimore, but I go Washington. Texans at Patriots. Why are Texans only giving 6.5? I think that should be a lot higher. I think it should be like 14. I'm going Texans. Chargers at Broncos. Chargers are -3. Yeah, I would take Chargers. Seattle. Pittsburgh Steelers at Las Vegas Raiders. Steelers are -3. Yeah, I would go Steelers as well. Falcons are -6 against the Panthers. I would also take the Panthers. Cowboys, they are hosting the Lions. Lions are -3. I would take Lions. Bengals -3.5 against Giants. I take Bengals. And then Monday Night Football, Bills against Jets. Bills are -2.5. Let's go Jets. I hope the Jets win. I think the Bills might win, but let's go Jets. I'm going to root for the Jets. So those are my quick picks of the week. Again, I didn't overanalyze. I didn't look at anything else. I didn't even look at half of the injury reports. That's just basically looking and picking. I call them my quick picks. But I want to say thank you again if you're still watching and tuning in. Again, to all my Floridians, I believe it is, Florida residents, please stay safe. I'm going to put a link in the description for donations. I'm going to donate as well. American Red Cross, I'm just going to put that one. But again, thank you for watching, liking, and keep subscribing. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Again, this is B Trill with Phins Football Podcast. And as always, Fins up, family.